Well, hello to all my ghouls, gays, and theys. My name is EJ, and welcome to my channel. If you've joined me for the American Horror Story seasons, welcome to Dragula. If you are a fan of the Boulet brothers' Dragula, happy Halloween! What a special episode we have today. Season 5 of the Boulet brothers' Dragula is upon us, and the Shudder reality show has gotten better than ever. Let's dive into this episode with a recap and a review. We have so much to talk about, so let's get into Terror in the Woods. Like I said in the introduction, today is Halloween, so thank you so much for joining me for this spooky season. We have just covered so much American Horror Story on this channel that I'm actually a little excited to jump into something different, but I am very much going to stay with my American Horror Story historians, and we are going to be doing the Delicate Condition book. I'm going to be ranking some seasons, mostly of the American Horror Stories. We just did my season of American Horror Story ranking. You guys can check it out up here. And today is a pretty busy day because I have to get ready for my Halloween costume, which you can see the wig back here. I will be Miss Harley Quinn. Cannot wait for that. But we are here to talk about Dragula. We are back with a new season, and honestly, the group of monsters they have found for this season is some of the most top tier, some of the most deliciously dark, twisted, and crazy queens and kings that I have seen in quite some time. I love that there is 2 drag kings. I love that there is 2 international queens. There's trans representation. There is bigger queens, bearded queens. There is a little bit of everything on this season, which is so much of what RuPaul's Drag Race is missing. And I'm not going to try to bash Drag Race. I don't really cover it anymore. It's just too much to do, which is crazy because it's like the most watched video on my channel ever. But we are talking about Dragula, and I just really appreciate what the Boulets have done with this season. It's crazy to see Shudder has given them so much money, so much like time and love. We had great guest stars this season with this episode with Mike Flanagan and Felissa Rose. Oh my goodness, I almost got the chance to interview her. So close. Hopefully I'm getting the chance to interview a new rapper singer soon named Baby Tate. Cannot wait to talk about that on my channel. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on in this episode. We meet a gaggle of monsters. There is so much here. There's some people who really stick out to me. Fantasia, Jarvis. There's some really interesting competitors that are going to be doing some great things, and there's some ones who I do not like, mostly actually the 2 that were in the bottom of this episode. Crazy that the ones that I'm the most meh on ended up being the most meh. There's other ones like Cynthia, and I don't know. This season has strong competitors, and I can't wait to see the journey they go on. Even though I may not like somebody in this first episode, who knows what episode 2, 3, 8, 9, how many episodes are going to be this season? Who knows that the journey that they go on and how much I can feel. This episode was strong. It felt a little short. It felt like I didn't get enough time in the cauldron. It felt like I didn't get enough time to really spend with the monsters. I got to know the ones I got to know, but I just wanted a little bit more of this episode. I don't know if I wanted a 2-hour premiere or what, but I just was like, oh, this episode's great, and it's over. Maybe it's just the goodness of Dragula, where you're like, this is so good, give me more. I want more of this instantly. This was a fun extermination. This was a fun runway. Overall, a really solid start to the season. So this is my review section. I have given my overall feelings on what I thought of the season 5 premiere of Dragula, and now we're going to get into the recap. We're going to get into the nitty gritty. We'll talk about outfits. I will have to refer to my notes. There's a lot of queens, a lot of kings, a lot of names I have to remember, so please do not judge me if I'm going down to my notes. We have a lot to get into, so let's get into that review right now. We are introduced to our monsters as they get dropped off into the woods, and they have to basically fend for themselves until they reach the campsite. There is the vague threat that if you don't make it to the campsite, you're not making it to the season. Where was that? Why say it if you're not going to give it to me? I wanted to see one of these monsters go before things even got started. So I will be talking about them in alphabetical order. We have Phylactic, who gave us, it feels old school. There's a campy old school horror appeal to Phylactic. I don't think the drag is the most revolutionary. I don't think it's the most groundbreaking, but there's a classic, real nice polished appeal, minus, they were talking about the hems not being done, and like, there was a hem here, there's a hem everywhere, But was there a hem on Anaphylactic? I don't know, because the camera people didn't give me a shady zoom on the bottom of that dress. Overall, I think Anaphylactic is going to be a decently strong competitor. Nothing screamed out this episode, as opposed to someone like Blackberri. Blackberri is interesting. So Blackberri, it has a great aesthetic, a great look, the beard, everything like that. I described her as a anime comic book bearded big girl. It was really good. That first look was very biker. It didn't scream monster, it didn't scream horror to me, and not everyone has to be the most ghoulishly ghoul ever, but, you know, for your introduction look, much like the, you know, the floor show, you expect a wow factor, and I just didn't get it from Blackberry's first look, but I actually really liked Blackberry on the floor show later on in the episode. Really, really fun. So we have Cynthia doll. I don't know. She gave me like the Trinity, the Tuck Taylor of Dragula. Very old school, very southern. The first look was just bra and panties. That's all I wrote in my note. Like, panties, bitch. Like, I was expecting, again, a little bit more. The aesthetic is there. I feel like I would like Cynthia doll. Like, if Cynthia doll was a local queen, I would see the bitch. Like, she looks great. She has a aura and a presence. I just was wanting a little bit more from the outfit. Same thing when we get to the damn floor show as well. So we also have Fantasia Royale Gaga. I'm a Florida bitch. This is a Florida queen. Wow, she is something else. It's the breast. It's the look. She reminds me of a ballroom queen mixed with a monster, mixed with, I don't know, a pageant broad. Like, there is just so much to Fantasia, and I'm instantly hooked in. Honestly, my top person for so far. I mean, since the when we got like the Meet the Monsters, she's been my favorite. It's just, there's something about it. That first look was interesting. It was like a bandage dress. You know, I wasn't getting particular spooky, and that seems to be the storyline for Fantasia's character. Can she bring out the spook? I really, really do like the floor show. I think we'll talk about Fantasia really improving there. I think she should have been maybe in the top, maybe not a win, but I could see the top placement for Fantasia there. But overall, a queen I cannot wait to see more of. Next up, we have Jarvis Hammer, a comedy ghost. It's Ghost. It's ghouly. It's fun. I get Jarvis. Very, very quickly, Jarvis Hammer just speaks to me. I love Drag King. I mean, Landon Sider is one of the best winners of any of these people dressing up in costumes and outfits shows ever. Like, Drag Race, Project Runway, Top Model. Landon is truly, I think, one of the best winners from any reality show. So to see Jarvis come up in here and kind of keep that legacy, still very fresh, still very unique. The old school, like, comedy ghost vibe. I really think it's refreshing. And the Boulets brothers say it on the floor show where, wow, you come in with a character and we instantly need that. And we need that on Boulet. We need that on Dragula. We need something to sink our teeth into. And Jarvis instantly gives me that. Then next up we have JK. I didn't even write out what she wrote and what she wore for the intro. I don't know. She was like demon clown menace is what she described her as. I like JK. I felt there was, she described herself as annoying, but there was almost like a vixen quality where I was like, ooh, you feel real. You feel like you're going to give me honesty. We don't really see a lot of JK for the rest of the season, so we shall see. Now we have Niohuru. She's a beautiful Chinese trans girl. She is stunning. She really came in with this like slutty body goddess look. All the facial piercings. She has such an instantly iconic look. I cannot wait to see what she pulls out. I hope she's not giving me Miss Jade from Drag Race Philippines, where she's just super pretty and cunty and all that, but she's not giving me what I need in that full capacity. I'm just worried that she's just going to rely on the body, the piercings, the shock, and then deliver not much else. But the floor show was good. This is a good look. I really like that, the body. Body. That's what I got when I first saw her. So we have Ondyx. I hate that name. That is the Heidi in closet for me of names. She gives me Texas stunt queen. You know, another very pageanty kind of vibe. She comes in with that caution tape, which someone calls like a ripoff of Gaga, which I thought was kind of funny. Yeah, I kind of see it though. Not the most stunning, not the most like wow factor of a look. Then we have Orkgotik. Colombian Queen, great. What else do I have in my notes? It was like Burn Victim Demon. I have never seen a ghoul like this. We've had masked queens before. We've had the very special effects, prosthetics heavy queens, and they usually are not as well-rounded, or at least not as fleshed out as it feels like this girl is. I just think Orkgotik has a completely different vibe than we've seen before, and it just seems like Mike Flanagan said it, like, usually the club kid boots and the mask are an instant first out, but not this time. Something about this queen really speaks to me, and I don't know, I like it. I went to see a little variety in the makeup. Hopefully, maybe we can contour or add some hair to the burn victim, maybe just a little bit of that. Then we have Satanna. She looked like she was going to prom. I don't know. I didn't see spooky. She's definitely talkative in the confessionals and in person. She likes to talk. She likes to throw shade. I'm not going to shade a person for throwing shade. She's just not my girl. I was so bored. It felt, everything she said was just like, I'm here to slay the competition. These girls can't handle me. I'm like, you are saying everything bitches have said in the workroom entrances of Drag Race for centuries now. Give me something else. I was so bored, so let down by this girl. Then we have Throb Zombie, another drag king. Great. I don't know, Throb Zombie. I feel like Jarvis, I hate to compare the two drag kings this season, but they've only put two, so I'm going to have to balance them next to each other. I feel like Jarvis came in with more of a character, but Throb comes in with a very, like, a realized vision of themselves, a fun aesthetic, especially on the floor show when it was very white trash, punk rock. I like Throb. I think Throb's going to do really well. I just feel like Throb's going to have to really step it up, especially in front of the Boulets, because they love Jarvis. I love Jarvis. So they just need to do a bit more so I can see it. But I don't know. Throb looks so cool. Throb is like, as much as like Fantasia as well, or people who I'm like, I want to be friends with these people. I want to hang out with them and get to know them and get into their weird horror minds. Like, Throb, what's your favorite horror movie? Like, Fantasia, what do you like to eat for your Halloween candy? Like, these are things I want to know. These are actually things I want to know for you all as well. What Halloween candy are you eating today? What movies are you watching? And what did you think of these intro looks? As the monsters all get to know each other, they instantly start throwing shade. It's like, wow, we're in the reading challenge already by Campfire. Give it to me. It's great. Then the episode begins, and we don't get a lot of cauldron. We don't get a lot else, but we do get a pretty damn good floor show. There really isn't a lot else to dive into in this episode. We meet the new floor show, we meet the Boulets, they introduce the challenge, they go to the cauldron. I did not get enough cauldron material. There was like some conversations, we got to see them start the outfits. Cynthia brought up the movie Shrooms, which I truly have not thought of since about the mid-2000s. It threw me back. Thank you, girl. But other than that, I just missed the cauldron. I think the Boulets cast such great characters for TV that I wanted to spend more time with the characters, but we do get mostly straight into the floor show. The Boulets look deliciously great. It's the Boulets. Like, Swan and Drac, when are y'all gonna do a bad look? Bitches, y'all keep killing it every damn time. So the Boulets introduce the challenge. They introduce our guest, Felissa and Mike Flanagan. Great, Mike Flanagan, Hill House. He has a new show, Fall of the House of Usher. What do y'all think? Do y'all want me to review it? I might try it. And Felissa, Sleepaway Camp. One of the best movies I've ever seen. The density of failure in Sleepaway Camp is like only matched by the pure, amazingly campness. Great judges, great time to talk about the woods, spooky, atmospheres and campfires and things like that. And then we get our floor show. We're going to go right back to my notes. Sorry, again, once there's less monsters, I will be able to do this without notes. But Phylactic gives me Swamp Lady. It's a cute look. It ain't like gaggy worthy. That's definitely why you got safe placement, Anna. You give me safe energy. I already need you to up it. I need you to give me more. So Blackberri does like the bad side of camping. S'mores, a little, the bed, the pillow stuck to the head. A great look. Blackberri really understood the horror, the comedy, the camp, the weirdness. It was such a good look. I really think Blackberri deserved to be in that top. So then we have Cynthia Doll. She looks like the villain from Resident Evil Village, that hot lady with the big boobs, but also a mushroom. I don't know. I didn't get it. It wasn't for me. I get mushrooms are in the woods, but baby, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't get the mushrooms. Fantasia Royale Gaga. She gives me voodoo queen witch. She gives me swamp, like evil voodoo lady. And I loved it. It gave me primal. It gave me, remember I don't know, this is a very specific horror reference, 2013's Evil Dead, the weird people we meet at the beginning and she's doing the thing to get the dead-eyed out of that girl. That's who she gave me. She gave me those weird Appalachian, like deep Louisiana, one of these like in the woods somewhere in the US creepiness. Such a solid look. JK was a s'more. She looked like if a girl on Halloween had a slutty s'more outfit, but then she actually got melted in a fire. That's what she gave me. If that's what she was going for, you did what she needed to do. Not for me. It wasn't for me. Neo, a skinwalker? It was something. It was something. Like, is this did I get the look? Not 100%. Not 100%, but I got what she was going for. Like, I got what she wanted to do. I didn't personally understand, but the bitch had an idea. It was giving me, like, Skinwalker. It was giving me, like, if I ran into this creature in the woods, and then she would just try to, like, steal my flesh. Neo is so good. Onyx, great gowns. Beautiful gowns. Wood Witch. That's about it. Another one that feels like we've seen this look 1,000 times before. Not much to say. Orkgotik, evil camp ranger. Like, I don't know, with the bugs, it looked like if a camp ranger was in The Fly. So, like, if you do The Fly, the movie, in the woods, a camp ranger gets mixed with some kind of centipede, evil, I don't know. It was buggy. It was campy. It was camp. It was good. It's, again, one of those ones, much like Neo, did I 100% get it? No. But is it a great look? Did it give me the essence of woods? I did. I get the essence of woods. I understood what you were trying to say. It's a smart look. Satanna? Prom fairy wood witch? I don't know. Bye. Anyways, I don't like it. I don't see it. It's just not my aesthetic. And then we have Throb Zombie, hot redneck trucker, biker, you know, sleazy dude who lives in the woods, maybe like a character in the Wrong Turn movies. I don't know, he was hot. Throb's hot to me. I don't know, me and Throb, I would get it on. And but I don't know, Throb's hot. Maybe Throb and drag, I don't know, that just, the genderness of all of that, Throb and drag, that was a lot going on there. But goodness, what a solid floor show. Now let's get into the winners and the losers of this week. Niohuru X, God, I probably butchered her name. I'm sorry. I'm gonna call you Nero. You know, just for safety. They win. Wow, she is gorgeous. She is stunning, and she's coming for wins already. The bitches better watch out. Like, she's giving me like Hostel Teratoma vibes, where y'all ain't ready for it, and y'all ain't ever gonna be ready for it, and she's gonna keep doing what she needs to do. And the bottom are JK and Satanna. Satanna, like, bye. But that's not what happens. They go to do a bungee jump in the dark. No, terrifying. This is the exact kind of exterminations I wanted from this show. You know, again, I wanted more time in the cauldron, more time of them, you know, yelling at each other. I don't know. There was just not enough time spent with the queens, or the monsters, the kings, in this episode. That's my only complaint, because I wanted to see, Santana got a little bit of a reaction, and Jarvis and all that. There was a bit of a moment there, but not enough for me. So they do the bungee jump. They both do it, which is smart. But as we see, JK goes home. What does that mean? Will JK ever come back? What? I don't know. It was like a solid enough appearance from JK that I got what I needed, but it wasn't enough. I would have sent both of them home and just really stuck with the strong ones that we have. Well, that is it for my first review of the Boulet Brothers Dragula. There is so much in this episode, so much to talk about in this review. Sorry this review is so long. Sorry that there is so much to talk about. I will get into Delicate Condition, the book based on American Horror Story Delicate, very soon, or the seasons based on that, whatever it is. I will get into that soon, but I want to talk about Dragula with you all today. Share your feelings down in the comments below. Who's your favorite monster? What are you doing for this Halloween? Comment down below, subscribe, thumbs up, all that jazz, and let's talk about Dragula right down below.